Hello and welcome to Las Vegas Live with Vegas Vic and Ziggy. I'm Vegas Vic. That's Ziggy. Say hello, Ziggy.
Hello, Ziggy.
Now you see, every time you catch me like that because I like that. It's very funny. So we're broadcasting from Las Vegas. It's Thursday. We broadcast on Periscope every Thursday. We just don't know what time. Today we were kind of hungover since we were up last night, but that's the way it is in Las Vegas. And so we're going to talk today about some things gambling related. If you don't know anything about me, I'm the author of 45 books, most of them on casino games and gambling. If you want to know more information about this and see our past episodes from Periscope, join us at LasVegasLiveTV.com. And if you look at us, we're known as the Man Boob Show. That's because one of our viewers a little while ago said to us.
Yes, one of our viewers said, it's the Man Boob Show. And so we just kind of like adopted it. We're like, all right, you know what, we can't deny the truth.
We can't deny the truth that we're two old fat guys growing man boobs. Yeah, okay, I just wanted to let you know before we start that one of my newest books is called Great Casino Slots Volume 2. But we're not talking about slots today. You wanted to know something about craps, right?
Well, okay, yeah. The thing is, here's the thing about craps. A couple things. One, I hear that it was kind of died out or was no longer as popular, and it's making a comeback.
Yeah. Well, you see, what happened is now craps is one of those great grand old games and staples of the casino. It became very popular after the Second World War because I don't know if you've seen any of the old movies, you know, about the Second World War. You always see the GIs or the people at home shooting dice, and you know, on the floor somewhere or in the barracks or whatever. And a dice game was very popular, and it's called craps. So when they all came back after the Second World War in the heyday of Las Vegas, which was in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, a lot of these guys just used to shoot craps, and basically craps and blackjack were the staples of the casino games. Now, while blackjack has remained popular to this day, craps kind of tended to die off a little bit, you know, as the guys from that era became old and no longer came to the casinos very much. They didn't shoot the dice so much, and so, you know...
But I have a theory on that.
Yeah.
Is that, especially for me, I don't play craps because I find it to be very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
And it just seems like the game is so fast that if you really don't know what you're doing, and you hear all the nightmares...
hearts.
Oh, yes, thank you for the hearts. Is that if you don't make the right bets...
Right, yeah.
Not only will you lose a lot...
Yeah.
But other players will actually get upset with you
because
you're ruining the flow of the game.
You see, the live craps games are very social because there's a lot of people crowding around the table. And if you look at the table layout, it basically looks like a large sunken bathtub, and it has lots of these markings on it. And so you never know. Basically, if you're not used to the craps game, you can get very confused by all the betting things that are out there. Well, basically, to simplify craps. You have two options. You can either bet with the shooter or against him. Now, the shooter is the person that's rolling the dice. You call the shooter.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, baby needs a new pair of shoes and shoot the dice.
Okay.
So you can basically bet that the person with the dice is going to win or is not going to win. So how does that work? Okay, well, on the layout you see two lines that are around the table. One of them is marked pass line and the other one is marked don't pass. Now, pass line is also called the front line. What that means is that if you put a bet on that line, that you're betting that the person with the dice is going to win. If you put your chip on the other line, that's called the dark side, and with Star Wars coming up, I guess the dark side will once again be popular.
Yes.
But don't let yourself be talked into it in a craps table. It's much easier to play the front side. So anyway, so you win if on the original roll, which is called a come out roll. You win if the shooter rolls a 7 or 11. You lose if he rolls craps 2 or 12. And if he rolls any other number, which is 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10.
What about 3?
Well, that's craps.
Oh, you didn't say 3.
Okay, craps. 2, 3, and 12.
2, 3, and 12 are craps on the come out roll.
Right.
Got it.
So any other number, which is 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, those are box numbers, and the reason why they're called box numbers is because they're in a square box on the layout. The dealers will put a white puck, which looks like a hockey puck, on it, turn it the white side up, and that means that's the point. So now for you and the shooter to win, he has to roll that point number again before rolling a 7. So that's basically the simplest explanation for craps. Now, there's a lot more nuances to this. I have written quite a lot of articles about it. In fact, I've written a book called Powerful Profits from Craps. You can find it as an ebook in any store. You can look it up or go to my website, morecasinodeals.com.
For only $2.99.
Yeah. Well, actually, those are a little bit more expensive.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because they're published by my publisher in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, this book here, this is about slots book. This is published under the Kindle program at Amazon, so it's a lot cheaper.
How much is your Powerful Profits?
I think it sells for $6.99.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
You know, but it is an updated ebook. You know, I put some of the latest information.
The guy on the left is hot. Wait.
Which left is which? Is
that me, right? I'm the hot one, right?
Is that him or is it
on
me?
your left? Because our left is him. He's the hot guy. If it's your left, then I'm the hot guy.
No, I mean, look at all those stars. My God.
The one in blue, that's me.
That's you.
I'm the hot guy. I'm the hot guy.
Okay, so that means that I'm the dunce, right?
No, that wasn't said. Nobody said that you were. You said I'm hot.
Hey, you're the one who just had a hot date, okay?
I did have a hot date.
So, he looks like...
I'm happy because I had a hot date last night.
He looks like Howard Stern.
Oh. You had to throw that in there.
Well,
I was on a high, and you just had to shoot me down.
You're on radio, which is
I'm on radio?
Well, this is video radio.
I'm on radio? Excuse me, Mr. 1930s.
Yeah.
It's 2015.
Welcome.
I love
to the
it.
radio.
Can I stay with you next time I come to town? If you're really hot, yes, you can stay with me.
Yeah, well,
You know, I mean, come on.
What is it? I hope it's a girl.
I hope. Well, it said Miss Hawkeye. You know,
Oh, Miss
so
Hawkeye,
I'm
yeah.
assuming it's a girl.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, somebody else.
We'll work out an arrangement.
Okay. Well, we're talking about craps. Okay. Now, but no. Before I go on, just a minute. You know, craps is a casino dice game. It's not the crap music that people.
Oh, come on!
to.
People know that. Don't insult your viewers now. They know it's a game.
I just don't like rap. That's right. I spell it with a C.
Well, maybe some of you viewers may actually like it. You just alienated them.
Alienated. Yeah, Howard Stern so hard.
Yes, I know.
So I now alienated our hip hop audience. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So now, why don't you go and do a rap? You didn't do our song.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So what's your question?
My. All right. Well, the problem is like, for example, you say craps is coming back, and I think some of the reasons why it became less popular is because it is so intimidating. More people are just interested in sitting at their own machine, like a slot machine or video poker, and just playing their own game.
Right.
For some people very nervous in crowds, or they have social anxiety or something like that. And now I have seen, in fact, Ted Newkirk of Access Vegas, he and I had this discussion, and I won, is those simulated crap games. It's this big table with 8 spots around the side, and you can individually play craps. There's just these 2 big dice in the middle of the machine.
Yeah.
But your screen, you can play individually anyway, and nobody can see how you're playing or how you're betting or anything like that.
Right.
So it gives you the social aspect, without the intimidation.
Right.
Now, Ted said, "Oh, that's never going to work." And I said, "Yes, it will." And for the reasons I said, people who want to play craps but are afraid of going to a table, this will be enjoyable. And I believe it's done pretty well. I've always seen those machines pretty full.
Yeah, well, that game is made by Aruze, which is a Japanese privately held company. And it is a fascinating version of the dice game. Now, there have been many, many tries to make dice into a video game. And those were never popular. And there's a very good reason for that. Is because if it's a video game, it's controlled by a computer, and the outcomes are randomized just like they would be, on the slot machines and so forth. And it does not give that kind of craps experience that you get from real dice. That's one of the reasons why electronic poker tables are not popular, because you can't play with the chips, you can't rake in the pots, you don't have cards to hold.
People like to touch things.
Right. It's the casino experience should be more than just a video game, like if you're sitting at home in your lounge chair and you're playing Call of Duty. The casino game should have some kind of interactive experience where you can actually touch the things, like the dice themselves, on a real craps table. Now, one of the reasons why I also like this game that you mentioned from Ruse
Mm-hmm.
is because that particular game uses real dice. Now, it has big dice in the middle of this big bubble in the center of the positions, but you play it by hitting a big button in front of you.
Yes.
And what it does is it shoots the dice up in the air in this glass bubble, and they bounce around randomly just like real dice would.
Right.
And so what actually you have is you have the opportunity to play a physical dice game with giant dice,
Mm-hmm.
where you actually cause them to spin by pressing that button, which causes them to jump up and down and then bounce around randomly.
Right.
And that is the approximation of what it might feel like if you're actually at the craps table and you hold the dice in your hand and you say, hello, baby needs a new pair of shoes, and you shoot them down the
Mm-hmm.
table and they roll, they bounce off the sides, they come to a rest, and you find out what the result is. So that's why that particular game is pretty good. Plus, on that particular game, what you have is a lot of the payouts on them are pretty similar to what you get on the actual craps table.
Oh, do you? Are they?
Right.
Wow.
So what that means is that you can actually play real craps like you would on a real craps table on a machine which has a video display but has a physical dice component to it, which means that it's not just a plain old video game where all you do is press a button and the result has already been predetermined.
Right. Another good aspect.